Welcome back to our selection day of the De Vigier Foundation. We had already our first cluster and now we are moving on to the second one. A short reminder, the startups present for 3 minutes. Our foundation members and experts, they will ask maximum 1 to 2 short questions, so we are a little bit speedily. The startups present in the order how they applied and in the cluster they wanted to or they chose to. And if we have any changes, I will announce them as we go along because it is a live stream. And now first a quick intro to our next cluster. Okay, and we get started with number 14, Felix Bobbing, Plastogaz. Please, Felix. Super, now you need to unmute yourself.
All right, are we good?
Perfect, ready to go.
Great. Okay, the environment is being attacked by uncontrolled plastic pollution. There is currently no general viable recycling system, and our linear economy is by definition a polluting one. The transition to a circular economy will require dedication across the entire value chain. And the chemical industry is betting on chemical recycling solution. Unfortunately, despite growing investments, the much wanted breakthrough has not yet been achieved. The Plastogaz team is dedicated to contribute to the transition to a more sustainable chemical industry. We have developed a catalytic process that can transform waste plastic back into their native constituents with unprecedented selectivity. This represents a marked advantage over existing thermal processes. And the key to this process lies in powerful catalysts that we have developed. What's more, we are dedicated to work with key industrial partners, and we are partnering up with respected mechanical and chemical industries, because we know that the urgency of this matter requires a multi-stakeholder approach. Our team originates from the EPFL and consists in highly trained scientists. My name is Felix Bobbing, and I'm leading Plastogaz the way I try to lead my life, which means by doing the very best I can for the people I interact with every day. What's more, in my daily decision-making process, I try to look at the system as a whole, meaning when I look at plastics from really design all the way to disposal, to make sure that at Plastogaz we develop processes that will positively influence the world. We are supported by various programs and institutions from Switzerland and Europe that are helping us shape the company and maximize our chances to build a winning process. The De Vigier Award will help us accelerate our journey to the market. Specifically, it could help us grow the team further and consolidate it. It will help us also accelerate our fundraising process. And very importantly, it would allow us to continue strengthening the technology, which is very important to get it adopted by our partners and customers. At Plastogaz, we close the loop of plastic recycling, and I would be happy to answer any questions that you may have, for example, on financials, on regulatory aspects, or on competition, either now or in the future. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Felix. I see Alain has a question, please.
Yeah, thank you very much for the presentation. What has been the major roadblocks you've seen until now? I mean, you've been at that project for a while now. Why hasn't the technology been snapped by some of the plastic companies or chemicals or the BASFs or whoever it is?
Because we have spent a lot of time understanding the market from a bottom-up approach, rather from a top-down approach, to make sure that the process, the way we want to sell it and the way we envision it will match the market. And this is why we have waited a little bit before going to the big companies. And we have started more locally with the Swiss ecosystem.
There was another question. Sven, please.
What makes your process unique? What distinguishes you from competitors?
There's quite a few features and advantages. We work at lower temperature with tailor-made catalysts, and the process we have developed it in a different way. And there is an enormous amount of know-how to this process, which is make it very difficult to copy.
Yeah, but are there others who are close to you or even further than you, or in advance?
So for standard thermal processes, like I mentioned in the introduction, the answer is yes. There are companies that are running at scale, but they're not very good processes. And catalytic processes are only emerging, and we do not think that there is companies that are more advanced than us right now.
Okay, we move on. Thank you so much, Felix. And we go on to the next one, to number 62, Patrick Deuys, LED City. We see you on the screen, Patrick, and the slides are also there.
Perfect. Can you hear me as well?
Not so good, a little bit. Maybe you can go a little bit closer, a little bit louder.
Thanks. Let's try it like that.
Okay. It's still not good. Patrick, I hear from...
Try it. Can you not hear me right?
It's not as good as it should be. I give you another 5-6 seconds. Just keep talking, and then you just have another chance afterwards. No worries.
Is this one better?
Nope, it's not. You know what, Patrick? We move you. Yep. Try to talk once more. We try to do so.
Yes, I tried again. Is this okay now?
Nope. Let's move you at the end. We go on with the next one, so you have a chance to check that out. We go on with number 63, Henry de la Lalande, InfraScreen. Please, Henri.
Hello. Can you hear me well?
We can hear you, but we cannot see your slides yet.
I cannot share them.
Just wait a couple seconds. Now you can.
I think I can.
Yes, there we are. InfraScreen, we hear you well. We see your slides. So you're all set to go.
Okay. Hello. My name is Henri Lalande, and I'm the CEO of InfraScreen. So what I'm here to talk about is how we make sure in the future that every vegetable that you buy, from the cheapest to the most expensive, has been grown sustainably, is tasty, healthy, and respectful of the environment. So at the genesis of a project, there is often the meeting of two people. And in the case of InfraScreen, it's the meeting of my partner and I. I used to be an investment banker, but then at the age of 27, I wanted to become an entrepreneur. And so I created my own financial advisory boutique aimed at the tech industry. Then I grew it for the next 8 years. They were wonderful 8 years. But at some point, I wanted to do something else. So I sold the business 3 years ago. I took a sabbatical year to think, explore, reflect, meet. And so I met with my partner, Benoit, who himself used to be an entrepreneur in the greenhouse technology industry and sold this business pretty much at the same time than I. He introduced me to the concept of the technology of InfraScreen, and it really kind of ticked all the cases in terms of business prospects, in terms of purpose, and in terms of compatibility of the funders. So we said, let's go, let's create it. And we did that in July 2019. So once again, the vision is affordable and sustainable vegetables for everyone. We do that by helping greenhouse growers produce more with less resources. Specifically, we help them have a better use of natural radiations. The thing is, out of the sun radiations, only 50% is used by the crop for the photosynthesis, and the other 50%, they stress the crop. So you want to get rid of the radiation that stress the crop and keep only the one that are helping the crop grow. And that's what we do. That's the problem we solve with our innovative material, which is a filter that has a unique property of being completely transparent to the photosynthetic radiations while it reflects the infrareds. The technology that we use to produce that is that of deposition of thin layers at nanoscale. We developed that in partnership with Duxem, the EPFL and the Fraunhofer, and we've patented it, obviously. We then put our filter within the greenhouse, and the results are tremendous because we've got yields that can go up to plus 85% in organic greenhouses, and reduction in energy consumption and CO2 emissions more than 20% in all greenhouses. The total addressable market is huge. It's more than 5 billion square meters of greenhouses in operations globally. In terms of delivery, we've proven the technology. Right now, we are producing the first full-scale pilot, and we want to go commercial by the end of the year. We've already secured 1 million in grants and awards so far, and we are right now fundraising with 1 million committed. And so once again, mark my word, we will have sustainable and affordable vegetables for everyone in the future. And the path towards that is by bridging the gap between nanotechnologies and greenhouse agronomy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Henri. Guy, please.
Thank you for this presentation. I was wondering how you intend to bring this technology to the market.
Yes.
How you roll it out.
Yeah. So our filter is deployed in the form of a tool that already exists in greenhouses, which is called a greenhouse screen. So we deploy it using the same tools that already exist. And then we leverage the distribution network that are already being used to distribute greenhouse screens. And we already have contact with various partners that are interested in distributing us.
Thank you.
Christian?
Hello, thank you for the presentation. My question is this complicated to manufacture? And second question, is this environmentally friendly, this nanotechnology? And what is the recycling process when it's not used
Questions
anymore?
now, huh? So you have to be short answering these 3 questions, please.
Okay, it is a complicated process, but it is a well-understood process because the basis of the technology that we use is used in many other industries. So it's good. There is expertise. In terms of recycling, we are principally dependent on the substrates on which we deposit the thin layers. And so we're working with the traditional substrate manufacturers such as DuPont and Mitsubishi to identify the one that have the less environmental impact.
Okay, thank you so much. And we go and move on to Remo Waser, Coa Thermal Solutions number 84.
So
we hear you nicely. We see your screen.
Can you see the screen? Perfect.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, my name is Remo Waser. I'm co-founder and CEO of Coa Thermal Solutions. We are a spin-off of Hochschule Luzern, and we are boosting renewables in buildings by compact thermal energy storage. What is our technology? Our technology are capsules that can be thrown into conventional storage tanks, and the capsules increase the capacity by up to factor 4. So we throw capsules in, we boost the capacity. What's the secret behind it? We are developing materials based on food additives that use phase change, so from liquid to solid and vice versa, to store and release thermal energy with a really high energy density. The materials are food additives. They're stable over more than 10,000 cycles and really cost effective. Now, which markets do we target? We're looking at the building market, which is going through a huge transition from fossil fuel-based systems towards photovoltaic heat pump systems. They have a problem. The production and the consumption do not match in time, leading to limited self-sufficiency. Now, adding Coa capsules can boost this number, becoming more self-sufficient thanks to our capsules. What's our business model? How are we going to do it? We will buy salts, we will buy capsules by Swiss manufacturers, and we will fill and seal them at the production side of Coa, like Nestle does it with coffee capsules. And then we will put them to the market via 3 sales channels. The preferred one is to large heating system and manufacturers. We got already good feedback there. We'll also go through installers. And for bigger projects like district heating or cooling, we'll go directly to the end customers, highly scalable case. Now we are 3 co-founders from Hochschule Luzern, Jörg Worlicek, Simon Maranda, and me. We have now people joining, for instance, Philipp Roos and Jan Allemann joined this week. Philipp comes from ETH, from his PhD. Jan joined us to plan the industrialization. He was at Zülke before, and we think that we have a great advisory board that supports us in all aspects of the business case. Now, why are we doing it? We have an intrinsic motivation that the change can only happen in the market. So the renewables and our technology can only unfold if we bring it to the market. We know we have a lot of know-how from our work at the university, and now it's our mission to bring together the right team, the right partners to make it work on the market. Many thanks, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you so much, Remo. Felix Grisard?
Yeah, you are 3 co-founders.
Yes.
Who is the leader? Is there someone you consider the entrepreneur?
So we are all entrepreneurs, of course. I'm leading more the business part and the market strategy. And I think that's also my role mainly. Yep.
Thank you. Guy, please, Guy Böttinger.
Thank you for the presentation. I was wondering, what's the profitability model of these capsules? I mean, you invest something, you get a return on the energy. How does it look, maybe in 2-3 words?
So for the end customer, it will be like most of Cleantech, he will have his investment back in a couple of years. It behaves like a heat pump, so comparable products. And we will make money, so our costs of goods sold, we are really working intensively on that, and they will be really low, around 30 to 50% at the beginning of the sales price that we expect and that we get as feedback from the market. Yeah. So the investment costs will be around 60 to 100 kilowatt hours per Swiss francs per kilowatt hours. An electrical battery is around 1,000 right now. So we'll be really cost effective.
Thank you so much. We move on. We go to number 88, Liliane Ableitner, ex-Nathan. I know I have sometimes to cut short. We said 1 to 2 questions, so we are moving. So we have now Liliane here. We can see you, Liliane.
Perfect.
We see also your slides. So you're ready.
Perfect. Thank you, Regula. Hello, my name is Lilian. I'm co-founder and CEO of Echnaton. Thanks for having me today. So energy per se is boring. You can't see it. You don't know what a kilowatt hour is, and the only time you interact with it when receiving your electricity bill, that's not a nice experience. The problem is, however, that the emissions that come from our energy consumption are the dominant cause for climate change. And we have to find ways of making energy so understandable and providing measures to contribute in an easy and fun way. Our approach is the introduction of energy communities, as we are convinced local is the new organic. Let's imagine John and Julia. John has a solar system and produces electricity. Julia doesn't have one. So why does not just sell John the electricity he doesn't need directly to Julia? This is what our software offers. The approach seems to be quite easy, and legislation for such energy communities is being drafted all over Europe, but the actual billing is not trivial. And this is where energy providers like EWZ or SEG need our help. Our software matches buyers and sellers with our matching algorithm and prepares the bills for the invoicing process, all while offering John and Julia an app. We know John and Julia very well from our PhD research at ETH Zurich. In the Quartierstrom research project, we built Switzerland's first local energy community and tested it with 37 households. Users loved our product, and 9 out of 10 would recommend it to their friends, neighbors, and family. And this is how the new product Power Quartier looks like. John and Julia get a nice visualization of energy data and see where their energy is coming from. This motivates them to invest in further infrastructure. For energy providers, the product is a billing system in the first place. It offers smart and dynamic tariffs. On top of that, it's a new customer channel for upselling new digital services. We sell the software in a SaaS model to energy providers. We charge a setup fee and an annual recurring service fee per connected end user. With all of that, we target a total addressable market of over 2 billion in the DACH region. We have first projects running in Switzerland and Austria, and we are also working with SAP on integrating our services in their ERP system. This is the team. My name's Lillian. I'm focused on product and operations. Anne is our lead developer, and Anselm is our data scientist. We have 16 years of experience in the energy sector and expert knowledge in consumer tech, deep tech, and data science. We're supported by a great team, and all of that makes us the perfect team, having worked for more than 4 years together. I'm happy to announce that we have just closed our pre-seed round with business angels from the energy sector and the ICT. We're now looking for the next step for the seed round, for the product market fit, and this is where the DVG award money would contribute to. The key message for you to take away today is that we at Echnaton, we use data and apps to advance the energy transition, making energy fun, and so that all John and Julius can contribute to fighting climate change. Thank you.
Thank you, Lilian. Felix Grisard, afterwards Michael Sauter.
I imagine there is a lot of competition. How do you differentiate?
Yes, so there is competition. There's more and more energy startups pivoting into the direction of energy communities. The European Union has just announced new legislations that offer financial benefits for energy communities. So it's a very hot topic at the moment. Yet, I think we can compete with the competition. We're one of the first ones that had a first working prototype out there. Many other startups have announced similar things, but have never proved they can technologically solve it. And then there's different types of communities, local ones, virtual ones, and then also communities that are just on one property. So there's a differentiation there. We focus on local communities with the new incentives offered by the regulation.
Thank you, Michael Sauter.
Thank you very much for your presentation. How many customers do you need in order to achieve cash break even?
So right now we have 2 paying customers with first pilot projects, and we plan to scale this up. To achieve break even, we need around 10 to 12 energy providers as customers. But of course, they then have to roll out the technology to their customers, which are the end households or small businesses in their distribution area.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you so much. We move on to 91, Julian Münzel, Regli Energy Systems.
Hello. I'm trying to share my screen, just a moment.
We hear you well, Julian, so...
That's good.
And we see your slides. So you're set.
Perfect. Thank you very much for the introduction. My name is Julian. I'm the CEO of Regli Energy Systems AG, and we are very happy to be able to present today. I want to tell you a little story. Imagine the year is 2031, 10 years from now, and with the heat pumps that we've sold so far in the market, we saved over 850,000 tons of CO2. This is equivalent of driving a rather new car around the world 150,000 times. Oh, sorry. I want to show you the heat pump sector. On the left, you see the sector that is developing in the European market. It is a growing sector that grows on average 12% per year. In 2020, over 1.5 million units of heat pumps have been sold all over Europe. On the right, you see the energy sources and the distribution of it. And by 2030, heat pumps will be the #1 energy source for heating in Switzerland. Here you see different heating possibilities. Obviously, you know the ones that have been used for ages now, which is fossil fuels. Heat pumps are emerging in the market, are very strong, but compared to common heat pumps, we reduce the carbon footprint by over 2,000 times. Our unique selling propositions are as follows. We are the most sustainable heat pump on the market. We use a natural refrigerant, propane. We are very highly efficient, especially in older buildings where renovations with heat pumps have been an issue before. We are able to be efficient and heat the house properly. All our product, I'm standing right next to one, this is the Nova Air, have been engineered and designed, and this one even produced in Switzerland. We have the first propane heat pump to be also able to use inside the building. With our plug and play concept, we are able to reduce the hours spent on installation by more than 5 hours, which gives more time and money to our installation partners. And on top of it all, we use a smart software that is able to integrate other components, energy components, solar systems, and for example, solutions as Kova was presenting before. Here are some of our highlights and our history. So we founded the company in 2017, when we also started to do the research and development. In 2018, we built our own test lab where we could test our prototypes. And we were able to go to Buchs in 2019 to the official heat pump test center, where we received the WP System module and also the official certificate from the European Heat Pump Association, which showed that we are the most sustainable heat pump on the market. In 2020, we entered the market. We have sold 29 machines so far, and over 12 have been installed and also went through the rather hard winter. And we are happy to say that the solution works. And in 2021, it will be our biggest year thus far. So we are growing our sales team at the moment. We are working together with Fraunhofer Institute on a research program for research in heat pumps. We have an application going at Horizon 2020, and we are currently in a seed round searching for 500,000 seed money. This is our team. I'm the CEO of the company. My heartbeat for entrepreneurial innovation. But the inventor behind all this is Thomas. He is our CTO and co-founder. He invented the machine. He is a technician at heart, has been in the industry for more than 15 years. And we are happy that we have such a strong team around us with a great board, great advisors, and also now a great sales team that is growing.
Thank
so we
you
would
so
be very
much,
happy.
Julian. You need to finish up. Okay, your last sentence.
Yes, the last slide is help us to create a lasting impact. Thank you very much for your time and attention, and I'm happy to take your questions.
Thank you. Christian Brandt, please.
Thank you for your presentation. What is the secret of this beautiful machine?
The secret of the beautiful machine is that we have internal knowledge that has been developed in Thomas's brain, I'd say, for long years. He has been in the industry for also larger heat pump systems and cooling systems all over the world that are very complex. And we have figured out the way to use very little refrigerant to get very high efficiency. That is the main secret behind it. Also, we have a design protection on it. So the ventilator is on top, the air goes out on top. So we can use a lot of space to generate the heat.
Okay, thank you.
Michael Sauter.
What are your main challenges you are faced?
At the moment, our main challenges are, as often startups have, liquidity. Currently, we are also in the process of doing a redesign of the product because price is also a key factor in the market. But we are able in the redesign to reduce the price by 45%. And now we are very competitive in the market as well against big competitors. So this is the main obstacle that we are trying to overcome right now.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Julian.
Thank you.
And we move on to 119, Cedric Flürli, Schematic.
Hi, hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you nicely, yes?
Yeah, great. And you see my presentation?
Fine also.
Okay, thanks, Regula. So I'm really pleased to welcome you today in the workshop of Schematic, and I'm gonna show you what we are doing. So Schematic provide the next generation of electric powertrain to the urban electric vehicle of our future cities. So the problem nowadays is that electric system has bad efficiency, short lifetime, and with high replacement cost, and they are bulky and heavy, so they are not well suited for this kind of vehicles. So at Schematic, we develop and produce an electric system with a high power density electric motors and a lightweight modular batteries with a control unit, which is able to communicate with each element of our system. With our system, you have 2 times more range and 3 times more payload on the electric vehicles. This system is modular, so it's easy to set up this system on every kind of vehicles. So I think the best way to show you this is to present you an example with 3 different kind of electric vehicles with different power, different top speed, and different range. And on this video, it's possible to show you that it's possible with the same system to power different kind of electric vehicles. And on this video also, it's a race. So you can see that the output performance are different regarding the request of the customer. During this video, you can hear me enjoying this time with my team. And it's very wealthy after a long months of engineering and questioning with the customer to see the vehicle riding. And that's why I found, and I'm the CEO of Schematic. Obviously, for doing this job, I'm not alone. We have 6 very experienced engineers in different in society, and then it's bring a lot of experience to Schematic. And also, we are well surrounded with top-class advisors from specific markets, which we are interested in. So at Schematic, we deeply believe that that kind of vehicle can change the future of the transportation of goods and people in our cities. And the goal and the result of this will be to have a better air quality and also to reduce the congestion in our cities. Thank you for listening to me. And if you have any question, I will be happy to answer.
Thank you very much, Cedric. I see Christian Brandt rose already his hand.
Hello, Cedric. Thank you for the presentation. I'm not sure that I understood correctly. Do you build these systems or the engine, or you want to build these vehicles? What do you sell actually at the end?
So what we sell to a customer is the electric motors and the battery pack, and also the electronic system, which is able to control everything on the vehicle.
Okay, no navigation, no robotic, nothing.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Alain?
Are you working with H55 in Sion because they're doing the same stuff but for flying engines?
Yeah. So the goal of H55 is to work in the aeronautic field, but they don't develop the technology by themselves. They buy the electric motor on the market and also the battery pack, and they optimize the way to implement this on the plane. And we are before this, so we are working only on the electric motors and the electric batteries. So we are and the technology before that.
Okay, thank you so much, Cedric.
My pleasure.
We go on to 127, Jeremias Wehrli, Siltronic.
Hi.
Yes, you're ready, we hear you.
Good. Then, okay. Do you see my slides?
We say the 95% side.
Very nice. Good, thank you. 95% energy savings. This is what Siltronic does. When I worked for a client in the food industry, I found out that pneumatic cylinders have a very poor efficiency. Nevertheless, pneumatic cylinders are used in almost every machine. For example, machines that produce your food, your medicine, or your smartphone. In Switzerland alone, well over 2 million pneumatic cylinders are in use. These pneumatic cylinders requires as much energy as 500,000 households per year. If we would replace all these cylinders by electric cylinders, the energy savings would be almost $500 million Swiss francs per year, and we just talk about Switzerland. The problem is that until today, there was no electrical one-to-one replacement for pneumatic cylinders available. My name is Jeremias Werli. I'm a mechanical engineer, and together with my team, we want to change that situation. Siltronic AG is launching the world's one and only electric cylinder for the direct replacement of standard pneumatic cylinders. By replacing pneumatic cylinders with a Siltronic cylinder, energy savings of up to 95% can be achieved, and replacement has never been easier. We have developed the user-friendliest, the most flexible, and the most compact electric cylinder on the market. My dream and my main goal since I was a child has always been to be an entrepreneur. My vision is an industry without pneumatics and only efficient machines. But on the way to this vision, I faced big challenges, like finding the time and the money to develop the cylinder, besides working 100% as an engineer. That's why I founded my own company and support the customers successfully with engineering services. With the money earned, we were able to develop the Siltronic cylinder. Today, we focus exclusively on the electric cylinder and apply full throttle. We as Siltronic AG contribute to achieve the climate goals. Now, we invite you to support the change towards a sustainable industry. I'm Jeremias Werli from Siltronic AG. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Jeremias. Guy Petignan.
Thank you for the presentation. Allow me the following question. I was wondering your competition, because if I look in our catalog for pneumatic cylinders, the big companies, they also have electrical cylinders. So where is the difference, and how you deal with this competition?
Thank you for this question. Yes, we of course there are some competitors or a lot of competitors, but no one of them was able to bring the size or the size of the electric cylinder to the same size of the pneumatic cylinders in kind of length stroke ratio. So we are the only one who are able to put out the pneumatic cylinders and put in the electric cylinder, and it works with the same signals and so on. So our technology is quite further than the competitors. And yes, we have to be fast in the market. We go in the market with distributors, and we'll want to have go international very fast. That's how we want to go against the contributors. Thank you.
Alain?
Yeah, why is electric cylinder so much more efficient than pneumatic system, where you have also a liquid or a gas that is actually very doesn't have a lot of friction, and then you have an engine creating the pressure?
Yeah, thank you for this question. The problem with the pneumatics or with the compressed air is the production. So the production have an efficiency of around 40%, so it's quite low. And then you have to bring the compressed air to the cylinder, and it's around 6 bars. So it's very hard to have no leakage in the system. There is always leakage, and you will reduce the efficiency through your with the leakage to almost 5%. The overall efficiency of a pneumatic cylinder is around 5%.
Okay, thank you so much. Jeremias, and we go on.
Thank you.
To 128, Fajr Mushtaq, Oxyle.
Can you hear me?
Yes, very nicely.
Perfect. And you see my screen as well?
Yes, we see your slides.
All right, I can begin then, yeah?
Yes.
Perfect. Good morning, everyone. My name is Fajr Mushtaq. I'm the CEO of Oxyle, and I'm extremely excited to be able to present our company's mission, which is to protect the health of the bodies of water, such as beautiful Lake Luzerne, by removing toxic pollutants at their source using our efficient and sustainable technology. At Oxyle, we target pollutants coming from products that are used by each and every one of us on a daily basis. These include pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, pesticides, and even industrial chemicals. Because of their widespread use and inefficient treatments, we have started witnessing an increasing presence of these pollutants in our surface waters and recently even our drinking water, which has resulted in strict discharge regulations being imposed on industries and wastewater treatment plants. This presents us with a great opportunity, as right now, one of the best solutions for treating such toxic wastewater is incineration, where the wastewater is just simply burned. During my doctoral studies at ETH Zurich, I have personally used this method, which is unsustainable, costly, and inefficient for disposing of the wastewater from our chemistry labs. And this personal negative experience inspired me to dedicate the last 6 years of my PhD research on developing a smart nanoporous catalyst that gets activated by clean energy sources like sunlight, mechanical noise, and produces large doses of highly reactive radicals that then oxidize all organic pollutants that are present in the wastewater. It is this game-changing catalyst that makes Oxyle's technology efficient, sustainable, cost-effective, and easy to use. Due to these strong value propositions, we believe we can disrupt parts of the global wastewater incineration market and claim a 20% share in the emerging advanced treatment market. This makes Oxyle's global market share worth more than 7 billion euros. We will generate revenue from licensing a technology to a manufacturing partner, and our main source of revenue will be generated from the recurring sales of our catalyst. So far, we have raised close to 3 million euros through various grants and competitions. We have successfully completed several customer pilots, including paid ones, and we have developed strong collaborations with our potential industrial and strategic partners, which will allow us to bring our first product on the market in the next 2 years. And now I'm happy to present Oxyle's greatest asset, our extremely skilled and motivated team and a strong advisory board. I'd like to conclude by stating that recent headlines clearly indicate that time is running out on protecting the health of our planet. And before we cause permanent damage, we need new solutions. Solutions like Oxyle, where we have repeatedly validated our technology's superiority. And with your support today, we can achieve our mission to protect our water bodies for the future generations. Thank you.
Thank you, Fajr.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, and you get the first question from Christian Brandt.
Hello, thank you for this presentation. I understand in a research lab this can be used quite nicely already, but can it scale this technology for a public wastewater plant? And second question is, what are the costs for such a big plant?
That's a great question. So yes, we agree that going to a research lab or chemical industries or agrochemical companies that we have gone, there's a good place to do that because they're using incineration and they're paying high cost. Actually, one of our first pilots was a municipal wastewater treatment plant where we had shown that we could remove more than 95% of all the micropollutants. And from that study, we also did a lot of techno-economic studies to know that if we want to scale this to, let's say, 1 million liters of water a day per reactor, that is doable, that is possible. And that is because our catalyst is composed of polymers that are already used in the industry, and we can easily upscale the production using existing batch fabrication techniques. So that should be possible. And regarding the cost, that would cost between 0.5 to €1 per meter cube, per 1,000 liters, which is something we have confirmed with the municipal plants and more importantly, our industrial clients, and that's an attractive price for them to pay. They pay more than that right now.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, Michael, please.
What are the limitations of the technology?
Yeah, so for instance, we are a tertiary step. We are not removing biological water. We are not removing suspended solids or stuff like that. So we would have to have a primary and secondary treatment already in place, which is already existing in municipal plants and industrial plants. So we come as a third step. So we would always have to have a biological treatment before, which is the conventional treatment, and we come as the tertiary step, which is exactly what the new Swiss law of 2014 says. We need a new step. The existing biological is not enough. So we can add on to what's already happening. We can't do the whole cycle. No one can do that. But what can't be removed with the existing treatments, we remove that. Organic pollutants, which cannot be absorbed, which cannot be filtered. That's where we come in.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Fatcher. We go over to 151, Sébastien Gajot, Urbio. Urbio, right? It's Urbio, yes.
Urbio, that's very right.
We see everything, Sébastien.
Okay.
So you're ready to go.
Okay, so thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Sebastian, co-founder and CEO of Urbio. So the chart you see here is basically the main reason I decided to become an entrepreneur. 6 years ago, I was working as an energy planner with curves very much like this one. Curves that remind us that we are still emitting way too much CO2 and that we're still not on track to reach carbon neutrality. 6 years ago, all my colleagues and I had to plan complex energy systems was basically paper and Excel. That's right. To plan complex district heating projects or solar panels for thousands of buildings in a highly dynamic environment, surely we could do better than Excel. So after 5 years of research at EPFL, my team and I came up with a new kind of software that literally gives superpowers to engineers. That's right. Every project planned with Urbio can actually be 15% more efficient and produced in a fraction of the time. These two effects have really a downward and leftward shift on this curve of carbon emissions. And the two effects combined will really make sure that we can flatten the curve in time to reach carbon neutrality. But so how does it work in practice? Today, energy utilities and consultants are following a very sequential process that is both time-consuming and inefficient. For already a small district heating project for about 20 buildings, they will already spend 10 days just to produce one plan that is very likely suboptimal. So Urbio is digitalizing this entire process into a single one-stop shop application that combines the expertise of local actors with the power of computers and AI to automatically generate plans. How it works is very straightforward. Users will specify their goals and constraints directly in the interface, while in the backend, this is where the magic happens. Our generative design algorithms will automatically produce thousands of optimized plans to their needs. This is very game-changing for our clients because they can produce up to 10 times more projects in the same amount of time. We're extremely grateful to the people and companies that believed in our mission to stop climate change. In the past 2 years, we raised already over $500,000 in non-dilutive funding that helped us bridge our technology to the market. More importantly, last year, already 8 customers have started to use Urbio in their activities to reduce more CO2 faster. And last but not least, we found a very like-minded investor that decided to back our company. The people at Urbanas have a huge track record in climate tech startups, and together with them, we're going to scale our SaaS business in Switzerland and in Europe. So here's a quick glimpse at our team. We're 3 like-minded co-founders, deeply passionate about climate with complementary skills. And our extended team is growing almost by the day to help us realize our vision of digitalizing the energy transition. So I'm Sebastian, thanks for your attention. For more information, please visit our website, urb.io. And if you feel you can help us flatten the curve of carbon emissions, please get in touch. Thank you.
Thanks, Sebastian. Christian? We can't hear you. You need to unmute.
I did, but it does not work. Yes, also here I am. My question, can this, from the structure of this planning, also be used, this software, in the US or in Asian countries?
Yeah, thanks for the question. So actually, yes, our platform is very scalable. For the moment, we applied it mainly in Switzerland, but we already had different applications in Asia, in Singapore, and also in other countries in Europe. So really, we believe that it is very scalable. What we need is to connect to different APIs and data sources, but then the technology, the models that we developed are really applicable to different cases around the world.
Okay, thank you.
Alain?
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. I still don't understand what is the end product you have. I mean, first of all, who is the end client? Is it the city of Geneva or whatever, or is it an individual planner? And what's the output? What do they get that they can act on?
Yeah, thanks. I'll clarify this. So really our target customers are energy providers and private consulting offices. And the users of the software are really the engineers or even the sales representatives working in these institutions. And so what they get, what we're selling, is a SaaS platform. It's a software, and they use it to create plans. In other words, they're creating, for the utilities, for example, they're creating business plans that they can then use to communicate with their own clients, to identify the most promising leads in a region, targeting the most promising roofs for solar, or the most promising territories for district heating, for example. So really shaping these business plans that are containing the technical and the financial aspects that they need to develop their activities.
Thank you very much, Sebastian.
You're welcome.
And we go on to number 166, Christoph Bertschi, Smart Breed.
So can you hear me? Does it work?
We can hear you. The slides are there. It's perfect.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Regula. Welcome to the presentation of Smart Breed. I would like to dive with you together into the exciting world of insect breeding. We develop automated breeding boxes for grasshoppers, which allow our customers to breed at their site grasshoppers at very low cost, highly efficient. Within my team are my two brothers. Adrian holds a master's degree in nanotechnology from the University of Basel as well as Harvard, currently working on his PhD in bioengineering, and Patrick finished his bachelor in law at the University of St. Gallen. Due to our diverse background, my role as a CEO comes very natural, also because of my work experience. I did my studies in St. Gallen as well as in London, then worked for 1 year in investment banking, changed to consulting, worked for 4 years in strategy consulting, mainly supporting technology companies in a business-to-business environment. Now for 1 year, I work for Smart Breed. And what we do is we enable our customers to breed out their own grasshoppers. But who are our customers? We enable zoos to breed grasshoppers for the zoo animals. And as you can see, they really love grasshoppers. We also enable farmers to breed grasshoppers for their chicken. And as you can see here, the chicken really love the high protein grasshoppers. But what do we feed our grasshoppers and how does our box work? For us, it's very important that we only use products to feed the grasshoppers which cannot be eaten by humans or by other animals. That's why we target side products which otherwise would be thrown away or burnt, and we dry them. So in our breeding box, what happens is that we use this wasted agricultural side products and transform it via grasshoppers in high quality protein. And for our customers, this is actually very, very easy. All they need to do is fill up the food tray in the water tank every 2 weeks. The food comes and enters inside the box, is watered inside the box, eaten by the grasshoppers, while all the leftovers leave automatically the box. We do have different sensors inside the box. We measure the microclimate and optimize the breeding conditions so our grasshoppers can grow easily and very quick. Sustainable and economically attractive. That's what we combine with our patented stackable grasshopper breeding box. Thank you very much. And we look forward to revolutionize the production of sustainable and high quality protein together with you.
Thank you, Christoph. Sven Hoffmann.
Yeah. How big is your target market?
Our target market are for zoos rather small. We see that there are 54 zoos in Europe where we can send our boxes. This is roughly around 10 million revenue. The biggest market is farmers. There are many farmers in Switzerland and abroad. And there we want to place soy. And this is the biggest market we're going to face in the future.
Thank you. Felix Grisard.
Well, thank you for the presentation. What is the payback of such a box? So if I get the box with you, how long does it take until it's paid off?
Really depends also on the market. For zoos, it's roughly 1.5 years until it pays off. For farmers, because we target soy, it takes longer. We currently target 2.5 to 3 years there with substantially lower margins on our side.
Thank you so much, Christoph. We're going to move on to 176, Cleveron, Pietro Gagliardi.
Hi everyone, do you hear me? And do you see my slide?
We see your slides, we hear you, but there we go. You stand up, you make sure that we see. There we go. Can you speak a couple more words so we know you're fine?
Yeah. Do you hear me? Hi.
Works.
Perfect. Hi everyone, I'm Pietro Gagliardi, CEO and co-founder of Cleveron. We reduce 30% of CO2 emission and heating costs in our residential building in less than 1 day. Everybody is aware about CO2 emission problem, but I don't know how many people know that 10% of the global emission come from existing non-residential buildings like school, offices, restaurants, hotels, and so on. We have the solution to reduce this problem immediately. In fact, while a building renovation can take a lot of turns in times, money, and resources, Cleveron not. Cleveron is an energy efficiency as a service technology, simple to install. In fact, building renovation can take maybe 2 years or more, but Cleveron can be installed only 1 day without upfront investment. And that is the cool thing. With the energy and the money that our customers save, they pay directly our cost. This means that our customer save energy, reduce CO2 emissions for free. Thinking that we sell only thermostat is wrong. We offer our customer a fully automated heating management system that uses user presence, weather forecast, building information to heat only when is needed, ensuring every time very, very high comfort. Yes, because we think that Euro comfort is the most important thing if we wanted to introduce a new technology in the buildings. And too often, engineers forgot to consider it. Our journey, in fact, is focused every time on the customer experience and the user comfort. We started reducing the heating consumption of buildings, learning from people habits. Now we are focused on improving the indoor air quality, finding the right balance between ventilation and energy consumption, and we will increase our system functionality using the million of data points that we collect every week to digitalize the existing building as fast as possible. The market is ready. We are collaborating with big companies like BKW and Swisscom, public administration like the Canton of Bern, and also international institutions, even at European level. Today, we have already 50 buildings online that are using Cleveron with more than 2,500 devices. We are a motivated team of 10 people that aims to reduce 44,000 tons CO2 in 2024. And we need your support to grow and achieve our goal, because we need to have more sustainable schools and offices. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Pietro. Guy, please.
If I have understood this correct, by the way, thank you for the presentation. So I come to my question then. If I have understood this correctly, you're working in the building automation. Now there are some substantial big players. So how you compete with them and where you differentiate?
Yeah, one of the biggest difference is in the simplicity to implement the system. And every standard and traditional automation system needs a lot of time and a very big as a lot of time and resources to plan, to introduce the technology in the building. Cleveron is really, we can do a school completely 8,000 square meter school in one day. And this simplicity helped to expand our technology very fast.
Thank you.
Do we have another question? I was wondering, Pietro, I mean, you got already the chance last year. You were chosen on the top 60, not so many are lucky. And you come back now. What have you done in this year? What have you accomplished?
Yeah, we developed the things so that we developed this new high quality sensor that was really a part of the project already at the end. It was already on the pipeline at the beginning of 2020. And now with the Corona crisis and the pandemic, we really see how it's important to monitor the air quality and find this balance between energy consumption and our health. And it's works very perfectly with our system, is integrated, and the value for the customer is huge now.
Thank you very much, Pietro. We move on. 278, Dominik Schnarwieler, Green Y Energy.
Yes, can you hear me?
We hear you, we see your slides.
Can you see the slides?
Super.
So, dear Foundation Council, dear audience, hi and welcome. My name is Dominik and I'm a co-founder of Green Y. Renewable energy sources are our future. But in order to replace fossil fuels, we need to store electricity and generate renewable heat and cold. It might sound crazy, but the following two simple processes provide the solution. First, compression. Using electricity and generating heat energy. And second, expansion. Getting back the electricity and generating cold energy. Well, I guess you must wonder, how the hell can you commercialize this? Green Y is a compressed air technology using the two demonstrated processes to store electricity and to generate heat and cold. Compared to the battery, it is 5 times cheaper and does not produce any toxic waste since it works with air and water only. Applied in commercial and industrial buildings, Green Y saves 1.5 million tons of CO2 within the next 10 years, which is more than the yearly emissions of the entire canton of Solothurn. We are a team of 4 co-founders combining engineering, startup, and business experience. Just next week, our team will grow with an additional ETH engineer. In the Swiss ecosystem, we are backed up by strong partners, for example, universities like the FHNW and the Hochschule Luzern. The magic is all happening in the famous Ammital in the heart of Switzerland. Our barn is simple, yet offers generous and low-cost space for our offices and labs. There, we developed a prototype on which our patented and revolutionary technology was validated. The next big milestone this year is the first customer project. Green Y is installed in the newly constructed office building of the Switzerland Innovation Park in Biel. Further, we gain a lot of commercial traction with 8 LOIs signed with projects in the residential buildings, hotels, or big industry areas like this one in Solothurn, where actually your founder, William de Vigier, has his roots and worked at Scintilla in the building just next to it. Our solution contributes to 5 UN Sustainable Development Goals and creates not only environmental, but also social and economic impact. So join us on the journey into a green energy future by providing us, according to your philosophy, with wings to fly. Thank you.
Thank you, Dominic. Christian?
Hello, Dominic. Thank you for the presentation. So you will replace with your technology heat pumps, is that correct?
For sure, we will replace the battery. This is the main thing we replace, as we are cheaper and more eco-friendly. We are also replacing parts of a heat pump, but there it's sometimes also useful to have a combination with a heat pump. As we also heard in earlier presentation of another startup, this is a good solution already.
Felix Grisard?
What is the disadvantage of your engine?
Well, of course, at the moment it's the maturity, the stage where we are in. So we need to go from our barn you saw out to the market. This is really the challenge we have at the moment. We are also not so good with the space and the weight. That's why you don't see us in a car. So we are not competing with Tesla cars. We're really stationary applications in buildings.
Okay, thank you so much, Dominic. We go on to 179, Andrea Paduan, Volt Wall.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you nicely. I can see also your slides.
Let me just check if I can use the presentation. Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Andrea Paduan and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Voltwall. So, unlike many of the other participants, I'm not an engineer, I'm not a researcher, I have a finance and management background. I worked as a consultant for Deloitte and as a financial analyst for an asset management company. But I always had a fascination for innovation and the startup ecosystem. So about 1 year ago, when I met Aldo Grech, which is the inventor behind Voltwall, we immediately started to get along because we share a common view on how innovation should play a major role into shaping a better future for new generations. So we decided to put together a team, which is a mix between young talents and experienced professionals. Many of you may not know that it is only required 1 hour of solar energy in order to power the entire planet. But today we are using just 8 minutes. So how we can achieve this result? The answer is quite simple, with an energy storage system. Today on the market, there are different solutions, but all of them come with issues. They are heavy monoblocks, so they are difficult to install. And of course, they bring low profit for installers. They have fixed storage capacity at around 14 kilowatt hours, which is fine for US households, but it's quite too much for European homes. So we decided to come up with our own solution, which is modular. And please keep in mind this word for later. Every module is called X-Blade. It's a lithium battery. It weighs around 10 kilos and has a storage capacity of 1 kilowatt hour. In the previous months, we had the chance to interview photovoltaic panels installers, which are our main customers. And surprisingly, they told us that our solution was better than the competition. Why? Because, of course, of modularity, because it's our key competitive advantage. It allows us to be scalable, so the customer can decide which storage capacity is better suited for him, and he also can increase it later. We have higher fire safety because our modules are liquid thermally managed. We are more reliable because each module is independent from the others. And so if one of them breaks, the whole system continues to work. While with competitors, if one component breaks, the whole system will fail. Also, modularity allows us for multiple future applications, such as for an industrial use, we just have to add up more modules. So where do we stand now? Today, we have a functioning lab prototype, which has been tested for over 3 years. We have customers and installers feedback, and with some of them, we have open discussions for partnership agreements. Now we need to raise money in order to complete step 2 and 3 of our roadmap. We halfway through the step 2, which basically are industrializing our product, get certification patents, and then setting up a factory in the Ticino Mountains, which is our region, and we would like to stay here. Thank you very much for your time, and if you can, help us.
Thank you, Andrea. Do we have a question from our... Alain?
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. What is the true IP you have? What makes you so different?
So the thing that makes us different is that is basically the concept of modularity, because the other systems are heavy, and installers told us that they would prefer our solution because it's simpler to them to install and also allow them to be more profitable. Also, the technology is kind of innovative because most of the other solutions have air cooling, which is a passive form of thermal management, while we have active liquid thermal management. So this is what differentiates us from the competition. Also, giants like Tesla, Panasonic, etc., have difficulties in order to change their business model and their production to make themselves modular. So in terms of IP, that's the only protection we have. Of course, we will submit patents, but probably this one is the correct answer for us.
Thank you very much, Andrea. We go to 183, Ruben Molinero, I win. You need to unmute. There we go. We see your slides.
Okay.
Can you talk a couple words so we hear you?
Yes, can you hear me?
Super, you're ready to go.
Okay, thank you very much, Regula or Foundation members for inviting me here today. I think I have a problem now for...
Yeah, you need to go into the presentation mode.
Yeah.
Just take a couple seconds.
Okay, I think.
Yes,
okay.
perfect.
Yeah, I am. Thank you very much. Good morning. My name is Ruben Roldán Molinero, co-founder and CEO of iWin. iWin produces photovoltaic windows, which are basically photovoltaic modules in the form of compact and multifunctional windows. We combine Venetian blind with photovoltaic cells inside conventional windows to conveniently control the incoming sunlight and to produce renewable energy with the best possible view out. Until now, we filed 2 international patent applications, raised about 350,000 Swiss francs in prizes and project grants, including an innovation project from InnoSwiss to prove the concept of the technology. We have also signed an agreement for a minimum sale volume of 7 million Swiss francs per year by 2023, and recently made a mock-up installation at the Bellus Lab building in Milan. Our technology is suitable to retrofit almost any type of conventional windows. Those 3 windows were the one we replaced last summer in Milan. But our dream is to turn skyscrapers into sustainable power plants. The glazed facade in this type of buildings gain popularity because it offers an enhanced aesthetic appeal and better external view and connection with the landscape. However, it usually comes with higher operational cost because the incoming sunlight overheats the indoor spaces and produces visual discomfort. We have analyzed our target market according to the Emporis standards and realized that our serviceable market is huge. It's about 9 billion Swiss francs per year of potential revenues for iWin. The shading options of the multi-story market segment is typically limited to internal sunshades of electrochromics or interpaint windows. And according to our market research, our solution is the most competitive in terms of net present value and energy production for a service life 30 years. We are a motivated and multidisciplinary team of architects, engineers, and physicists with long experience in the photovoltaic and the blind industry. We are now opening a seed funding round of 2.5 million to complete our minimum viable product and to demonstrate it into an operational environment. And there we have already started different project initiatives. I've been working in the renewable energy field now for about 15 years. And I honestly believe that this technology is a great opportunity to go beyond business as usual and to protect the environment. If you are looking for an investment opportunity, please contact us. The sun keeps on rising. Thank you for listening. I'm happy to answer your question.
Thank you, Ruben. Guy Böttinger.
Thank you for this presentation, Ruben. I was wondering how you intend to go to market. I mean, basically, you may have great windows which have a small value, but you need to bring it out to the market and to the customers. How you do that?
Yes, we have implemented a channel sales strategy to distribute our solution to the final customers. That is that we directly sell our shading device to Glassworks, and they distribute it to the final customers, which are typically real estate developers or building owners. So the main strategy, go-to-market strategy, is to partnership with key strategic partners in the value chain of the building industry.
Thank you.
Michael Sauter.
What are your main challenges you are faced?
Yes, I will say that the main challenge is speed up the development of the technology. I think that we need to fundraise and start speeding up in the development of the technology. Yes.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you so much, Ruben. Okay. We go to 202, Govinda Ubidayai. Okay, smart. Helio. Sorry about the name, the last name. I got it wrong again. We see you.
Thank you, Regula.
Yes.
Can you see me?
Yes, we see you also. And can you go into the presentation mode and then you're all set?
Do you think it works well? Yeah.
Yes, super.
Okay, thank you, Regula. Hi all, I'm Govinda Upadhyay. I'm founder of Smart Helio. We make solar panel green using our IoT and intelligent software. If you see, a fossil fuel plant emits 300 grams of CO2 per unit of energy generated in a lifetime. A solar plant emits 50 grams, so really a true green product. However, with the price going down of solar modules, a plant owner, big utilities, they prefer to replace a panel even if the performance has gone a little low. It means that a lot of new panels being used. As a result, a solar plant is no more a green solar plant. According to PV Magazine, solar plant e-waste will be 10% of global e-waste by 2050. It's a really massive problem. The problem is here that when you have a solar plant, it's very hard to identify the faults in a panels. As a result, they end up in a landfill. And recycling is also very expensive. However, 60% of these panels can be reused. That's where we come in. At Smart Helio, we have built most cost-effective technology to easily identify these faults, prescribe solution to repair, giving second life to those solar panels. This is a schematic of a solar plant where we collect data from inverter and we put our sensors to look like this. Very few sensors in a big plant. They create a mesh network to map out the whole plant. And if ABC solar panels are working bad, we'll diagnose, prescribe, and repair reuse, for example. A and B had some electronic problem, just bypass and connectors. It can be repaired on site by the staff member of the plant owner, and it can be go back to the plant. And C has really decreased in the efficiency, so we can repurpose it, readjust it, and can be sold for a cheaper price in off-grid markets. Thanks to our technology, ABC would have ended in landfill, but now they're again generating clean energy. We target solar utilities, the big utilities. We are already working with 40 companies globally. We help them to improve plant performance and reduce e-waste. They subscribe to our services on an annual subscription, both cloud and the sensors. We are also working with module manufacturers to create a very quality second-hand solar panel supply to poorer countries. That will be our future market. But this slide is the most lovely one. So in just 1 year of our operations, we have been able to generate 10% more energy. 100,000 solar panels have been saved, saving 5 tons of CO2, and 500,000 more revenue we generated for our clients. In last 1 year, we are present in multiple countries, 40 partners we are working with, we have lead investors, and also we were named Technology of the Year by Solar Quarter. nothing would have been possible without team. We have 12 members, super passionate and impact-oriented. Myself, I have a 10 year of experience in solar. I'm a serial entrepreneur and ex-EPFL researcher. And we have advisors coming from industry and OEMs also. So let's give second life to solar panel and make society greener. With your help, I can reach more clients, improve further my technology, and it will help me to, you'll provide me visibility. Thank you so much, and I'm ready for question and answer.
Thank you, Govinda. Alain?
How did you acquire your first clients? I mean, you seem to have a few. How did you acquire them? What was the reason why which they jumped at you?
Thank you, Alain. Excellent question. So we actually launched our product during COVID. So what happened during COVID that people could not send, because of lockdown, they were not sending people to the solar plant. And we said that, hey, use our technology. I can identify where is the bad stuff and you can optimize your things. It will improve production. So I think COVID helped us to accelerate the whole solution here. And also in the first revenue model, we said that, okay, you give me your plant, I'll help you to increase the revenue and I'll take the cut of that revenue. So there's no risk for you to use my kind of products. And I think that kind of helped us to push early adopters. And now it's easier to, because we can give testimonials from other guys that, look, BKW is working, Tata is working with us. Let's work out a solution. Alain?
Okay, thank you so much, Govinda.
Thank you, thank you.
We go to 203, Eric Pinto, TerraBiome.
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Perfect.
Okay, I'm gonna share the screen and there you go. So, hi everyone, my name is Eric, co-founder and CEO of TerraBiome, the soils clean startup that focuses on transform polluted soils back to life. Why soils? Just a little bit of myself. I'm from Chile. I've been lucky to be in the field, taking samples. This is what I have done several years. And realizing that we have a problem, that our soils are degraded, our biodiversity is degraded. And the thing that annoys me more is that my food and also the food that you eat is polluted and contaminated. The situation is dramatic. We have a hidden problem. Soil pollution is global. It's not just in Chile, but it's also happening in Switzerland. And it's a threat for human health, food safety, land use, and completely against the SDG objectives that we are all looking forward to follow. So move. The situation today is even worse because the current solutions, they move the pollutant from one side to another, or they add other chemicals to sterilize the problem. As a result, soils remain degraded. We must do things different, and we have to do this now. This is why I led Academy and proposed TerraBiome. Our clean solution has 3 steps. 1, we do on-site evaluation. 2, we make on-site microbial cleaning, and 3, on-site recovery. The objective is to transform a place that is polluted and degraded in a one that is sinking carbon and regenerated. The market is global, but we are starting in Switzerland. 38,000 sites are polluted here. From those sites, we focus on 440, the shooting ranges. And here is our business model. The average cost of conventional remediation is 70 to 150K. That is move the pollution to one side. We want to change that. Our customers, canton, military, and conventional remediation companies. Why not? Revenue streams. We are going to offer a biological cleaning service. Second one, after regeneration is done, we are going to carbon sink it, sell negative emissions, and also licensing. This is a project that is with many people on board. I'm happy to share this is my team, all committed with the same objective, change, make health, soil healthy. And this is a work, a Cleantech project that is gonna change the things for all of us. And what we can do with this 100K, implement 3 pilot programs, accelerate industrial partnerships, and create local awareness specifically the 400 shooting sites. I am Eric Pinto, co-founder and CEO of Terbion, and we are about to transform polluted soils back to life. Thanks.
Alain?
Thank you for the presentation. What is really new about your technology? I mean, I'm not a specialist of cleaning, but apparently it's pretty usual to displace the earth, put it in a place, and then put all kind of microbial and other things to work. So do you think on-site versus on this landslide?
Thank you, Alan, for the question. Yes, the bioremediation is all. The situation is the efficiency. The efficiency in real conditions is not the same that we observe in the laboratory. And our innovation is to use microbial enhancers that optimize this local remediation. This is our key, one key factor. Another key, we are focusing on arsenic and antimony. And with our technology, we can volatilize those elements. So in this way, we can work local and we don't need to add chemicals. So this is two parts of our IP. And the final part is that in the regeneration stage, we use other microbes that accelerate the soil quality.
Thank you. Okay, we move on now to Patrick Theuss, who was in the beginning to LED City, number 62, the second from the start. Bye-bye, Eric. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good. Hi, everyone, and thanks for the second chance. I hope it works this time.
Of course it will, and we're happy.
Perfect.
We give that.
Thanks.
You sound well. We have the slides, so you're ready to go.
I have the cheapest microphone that works always. So, hi, my name is Patrick Theuss. I'm the CEO and co-founder of LED City. And we believe that we have the most effective solution to reduce the energy consumption of buildings. When I was studying energy science back then, I realized that up to 30% of the electricity consumption in a building is related to lighting. And then we made measurements, talked to people in the buildings, and we found out that it's a lot better to really control lighting better instead of just using LED lighting. Because movement detectors, which are doing that until now, are really a solution which was founded like 50 years ago, and it's still in the buildings. We think you can do that still a lot better. That's why we developed a decentralized lighting system, which is really adapting with its software and sensors, really precise. With that solution, we can reduce the electricity consumption by about 50 to 70% compared to LED lighting systems. Now, the AI-trained lighting system is a lot less complex than traditional ones as well, because we put all the different components into the light source itself. So the customer just needs to insert the light source. It's a worldwide standard, so you can use it everywhere in the world. Just implement it, and it will save energy. On top of that, it collects also a lot of data, and the sensor data can you use for other things, which helps you to make you more efficient and your buildings more efficient. But why should someone buy that? The fact is at the end, the financial part. If you buy it, you will reduce your energy and maintenance costs by about this 50 to 70%, what will pay off for yourself in about 2 years. And over 97% of our customers, which are using the system, will buy it after the test phase because they like it as much. Now, we're a team of 3 founders, a banker, a researcher, and an energy scientist. And we have also an advisory board in which is, as an example, the former CEO of the Swiss Lighting Association. And last but not least, we're a team of about 15 people, mostly software engineers and sales talents. And we could save since the start of the company, like in 2017, the household equivalent of 4,000 households, and did a revenue of about 1.6 million, and are now expanding to other countries to really have a positive impact on the environment. Thanks a lot for your attention, and I'm happy to answer your questions.
Thank you, Patrick. Felix Grisard.
What is the disadvantage of this product that saves so much in cost?
Disadvantage is a good question. Of the product itself, at the moment we have like the light source is an LED tube, so we have a form factor which is limited, but we're working also on a device that you can integrate in each light which you have and make other lamps smart. So we're working on that as well.
Okay, that was it. Thank you so much, Patrick.
Thanks a lot and have a good lunch.
Yes, we have our lunch, and before we go in there, thank you so much for all the Cleantech startups who presented. Thank you so much also to our foundation members and experts. It's quite a marathon that they're doing, and we are back at 13 p.m., 1 o'clock after the lunch with ICT, micro and nanotechnologies. Have a good lunch.